Hackers and hackerettes, welcome to a new video in our PortSwigger Labs series. We last time have finished file upload vulnerabilities and we're gonna get started with clickjacking. So clickjacking is a new pass that we'll be restarting, and we'll go through the context and the curriculum of PortSwigger. What is that? I had Path of Exile 2 running in the background, that's why. Anyway, so we're gonna get started with clickjacking in PortSwigger. We're gonna go through the context, or the curriculum, or whatever you want to call it, the learning slides, and then we will do the first lab together, and then we'll continue on another video doing the next curriculum with the next lab and so on. If you like that format, let me know in the comments. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, all of that cool stuff, because it helps me know that you actually care about what the content that I'm producing. I'm doing it in the right way. You're actually getting information. Or if you want to see something different, if you have any constructive criticism, let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to oblige. So let's get to what is clickjacking. Clickjacking is an interface-based attack in which a user is tricked into clicking on actionable content on a hidden website by clicking on some other content in a decoy website. Consider the following example. A web user accesses a decoy website. Perhaps this is a link provided by an email, and clicks on a button to win a prize. Unknowingly, they have been deceived by an attacker into pressing an alternative hidden button, and this results in the payment of an account on another site. This is an example of a clickjacking attack. The technique depends upon incorporation of an invisible, actionable web page or multiple pages containing a button or hidden link, say within an iframe. The iframe is overlaid on top of the user's anticipated decoy web page content, and this attack differs from a CSRF attack that the user is required to perform an action such as a button click, whereas a CSRF attack depends upon forging an entire request without the user's knowledge or input. So meaning, you can actually see here, we do have the pay, like for example your bank page or some other page that you could just load into the malicious link and then put on top of it like this overlay, and then it is essentially just an overlay. It is hiding the original content behind it, and then you position the button in the same place that the pay button is positioned, and then when the user clicks win or clicks the button on the malicious side, they are actually clicking the pay button on the back right here, which allows the user to fall into a trick or to get tricked that he clicked on something that he should not have. So protection against CSRF attacks is often provided by the use of a CSRF token, a session-specific single-use number or nonce. Clickjacking attacks are not mitigated by the CSRF token, as a target session is established with content loaded from an authentic website and with all requests happening on domain. So that means you are actually making the user load the page or their bank page legitimately from their own website and from their own domain. You're just putting something on top of it. And of course, the website does not know that there's something on top of it. But you will see now that this is actually not as easy to do as it sounds like. CSRF tokens are placed into requests and passed to the server as part of a normally behaved session. The difference compared to a normal user session is that the process occurs within a hidden iframe. Okay? So let's see how we can construct a basic clickjacking attack. So clickjacking attacks use CSS to create and manipulate layers. The attacker incorporates the target website as an iframe layer overlaid on the decoy website. An example using the style tag and parameters is as follows. So for example, here you have a decoy website, decoy web content here, and then you have vulnerablewebsite.com within an iframe. And then we use CSS. The target website has position relative, width and height of this, opacity is very, very low, that you will not see it. The index of 2, so that means it's actually on top. So the target website was on top of your decoy website. Okay, so not as I explained it here. Whoops, not what I wanted to do. So actually here, the decoy website is on the back and is visible, but your target website, which is like your bank page, is actually on top. So whenever you click the button, you're actually clicking on the invisible iframe, and you're not clicking onto the decoy website that you can see in front. And then the decoy website, which is this, has a position of absolute 300 by 400, so it is completely covering the target website, and it has the index of 1. So yeah, you can see now that 1 is behind 2, so the index 2 is actually on top. So if this is the decoy, if this is the target website, the actual website, so this is the decoy. Let me actually give it to you like that. So then you have your actual like decoy, which is your fake website on top like that. So this is the fake. You put it on top, and then you can see that if you click on a finger, for example, this finger, you're actually clicking here on the original website, but because it has a very low opacity, you don't even know it exists. So you're clicking on your bank page, even though it looks like you're clicking on the decoy website. Cool. The target website iframe is positioned within the browser so that there is a precise overlap of the target action with the decoy website, using appropriate width and height position values. Absolute and relative position values are used to ensure that the target website accurately overlays the decoy regardless of screen size, browser type, and platform. So this is why it has specific widths and heights, so you can actually control the width and height of both pages. That way, regardless of the screen size, the browser type, or platform, or whatever, regardless of all of these variables, they will always render in the exact same width and height, so you can actually match where the buttons would be on top of each other, and that way whenever they click the button, they will actually click the decoy button, or when they try to click the decoy button, they will click on the target button. So instead of clicking on win, they're going to click on pay, going by the example that we were seeing earlier. The z-index determines the second order of iframe and website layers. The opacity value is defined as 0.0 or close to 0.0, so that the iframe content is transparent to the user. Yep. Browser clickjacking protection might apply threshold-based iframe transparency detection. For example, Chrome version 76 includes this behavior, but Firefox does not. The attacker selects opacity values so that the desired effect is achieved without triggering protection behaviors. Yeah. So maybe Chrome has like, you cannot have this opacity this low, but the attacker selects opacity. So Firefox does not have this kind of behavior. So you can still like get around some stuff. If, for example, you say this decoy site is only openable on Firefox or something like that, so then the victim is none the wiser and they'll just open it on Firefox. So here's our first lab. Let's see what we have here. This lab contains login functionality and a delete account button that is protected by CSRF token. A user will click on elements that display the word click on a decoy website. To solve this lab, craft some HTML that frames the account page and fools the user into deleting their account. The lab is solved when the account is deleted. You can log in to your account using the following credentials. The victim will be using Chrome, so test your exploit on the browser or on that browser. Okay. So let's do that, and then we're probably gonna need some HTML. So let's go to my PortSwigger Labs, and then we're gonna do a new folder for clickjacking. I don't think that's 2 words. I think it should be 1 word, honestly. Oh. I don't know how I did that, how I made it 2 folders right now. I would actually love to know how I did that, but anyway. So clickjacking. And then we are in lab 5 out of 18. So we're just gonna do 5 and then basic clickjacking with CSRF protection. With CSRF. So then let's do this. And then let's have a new file, and then we're gonna call it decoy.html. Let's just do it like that. And then let's go to my account and log in. So yeah, so here we have our my account, and then we have the delete account, which is right here. Okay, so what we're looking for right here is that we want to update the body in order to view the exploit right here. And then we want to put on top of it a decoy that says click. So on top of the delete account, we actually want to do something that is click. Now to do that, what we're gonna do is let's just make it super simple. We have a head that is, we don't even need a head, honestly. Let's just do a body, and maybe we do a head for the CSS. Okay, so let's do not the title, no, decoy page. Hell no. I don't. You should not call it decoy page. Let's just do a style tag, and then here we are going to add our div, and then we're gonna have an ID here of decoy, and then we're gonna have a class, or here we're gonna have an iframe actually. Iframe that is going to be this bad boy. Now the source is probably Carlos. Oh wait, we actually don't know what the ID is. So if I go to my account, is that gonna work? Yes, it does. Okay, so you don't even need to include this. I just assumed Carlos because Carlos has always been our poor victim. Let's do like 200 or maybe 400 by 400. So ID victim is not exactly cool. Let's do target maybe. So we have the target here. We can get position absolute, top 0, and then this guy 0. And then let's have the decoy, and then let's have a button here called click. Just click is enough. And then we have an absolute to 0, 0, and then this. But we want to position the button the exact same way that we positioning the iframe here. So what we want to do, we do have the background color here as this. I'm gonna make it 1 just so we can see the decoy over here. Actually, let's do 0.5 so you actually can see what's behind it. Now I want to run this in browser, so open in browser, open integrated browser. That is good enough. So we have the click here, which is incorrect. So that means we need to change the button to be exactly below. So we can do this by actually increasing the width and height. So let's do 800 by 800. That does not refresh. Okay. And okay, so we have this. We're not logged in, but that's okay. We can assume that the button right here I just want to see the width and height of this button. It is 145.81 by 32. So let's go to the button. So decoy button. And then what we're gonna do is width is going to be, no, definitely not 100%. So 145, or let's just do 146 pixel. And then the height is 32. So let's do that. Open an integrated browser. So yes, it looks like it's matching. Now we just need to move this below. So the decoy is going to have top, maybe this is like 600 pixels. Can we refresh? Yes, we can. Okay, so that is a lot higher. So let's do 400. All right. So actually what we want to do, let's do this as 0, 0, and then the button itself, we can just do top like 400 pixels. Let's see what we get. Why is this not working? Oh, because we don't have a position here. So let's do position absolute, and we do have it right here. Now I do want the width here to be 800 by 800 for the decoy, because I wanted to fill the entire space, which is cool. I don't want E left. I actually want this as this. Let's do 600. Nope. 550. Also nope. But can we actually get the top position of this thing? Like how far it is from the top? If we can get that. Margin bottom. No. Margin top 16 pixel. So this is a margin top from this. But I think we are getting like very close right here. Let's do that. 520 pixels. Yes, something like that. And then let's just give it some margin left. The exact same margin left we have from this. So what is the padding here? Padding left is 16 pixels. So maybe let's just give it a left of like 20 pixels. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I think it looks very good. Maybe the top 525, and I think this is good to go. Let's change the background to be 0.1. Sorry, 0.9. So something like that, and then let's make it 000. And then we do have a click right here that looks exactly in the correct position. Let's do that. Let's do a store, and then let's deliver exploit to the victim. And did it work? Deliver exploit to victim. Burbs browser or Chrome. Let's view the exploit. Oh, it is a little bit below it. Okay. I don't know why, but we can easily adjust this by doing this 515. Nope. 500 I think is good enough. Yeah. So we don't need to copy paste. We could just go to our exploit and just make this 500. Store, deliver exploit. Really? I mean, click looks cool here. So what is it right now? So the victim will be using Chrome. The lab is solved when a user will click on elements that display the word click on a keyword. Maybe it has to be in lowercase. Why is it not working, sir? I mean, when we view the exploit, we are like overlaying that correctly. So let's change the background here to make it 0.5. Store, view exploit. Okay, maybe if we bring it up a bit, like the click is not working. Oh, my bad. It's because I'm doing the target behind the decoy. Okay. So z index 2, and then here we're gonna have z index of 1. So view exploit, and then there we go. I don't think this is correct either, by the way. So it did solve it, but I think we're cheesing it. So the idea here is that we want to view, we should do the opposite, honestly, on the background. So the decoy should have full background, but here we should have an RGBA, or like background of RGBA this. So then okay, so not the background here. what we need to do here is essentially just have the target as the index 1 and then the decoy as the index 2, which is what we're having right here, I would guess. So we have the decoy. So yeah, we need to actually do these in the opposite order. So right now this login is in front of the target, but we need to edit the target's background or opacity to be 0.1, for example. And then there we go. So this is what we're looking for right here. So using this is actually how we can solve it, but we do have like something like that. So this is almost completely empty, and then we have a click. We click on it and we're actually clicking on this thing. All right, it took me a while there to wrap my head around it, but yeah, we got it. I will actually include this decoy.html in the readme that I'm gonna include in this repo. If you don't know, I have a repo that is called cybersecurity journey. It's basically documenting my cybersecurity journey and then providing you with all the things that we use during solving labs, let it be Hack the Box, PortSwigger, Try Hack Me, all of that stuff. And then I add like some notes and some stuff in readmes and folders. So I'm gonna leave a link to that in the description of this video and in every video that I do. And yeah, if you're interested, you can click there, go to the GitHub, and then grab any kind of resource that we use and create together. So I'm gonna leave the decoy.html file there. I'm gonna upload it. And yeah, thank you for watching. We solved our very first UI redressing or clickjacking lab. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, comment, tell me what you like, what you don't like about these videos, and constructive criticism is always welcome. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. See you.